All right, we are on to addition. Yay, addition with scientific notation. I'm going to scroll my notes up so I actually have the right notes. FYI, I am using literally the exact same notes to make these as you had emailed to you. Okay, so I'm on addition. I'm going to open up my Flappy-Doo and I'm going to show you the problem that we are working with to do this addition. And then we will do the subtraction after this in another video. So we have 2.3 times 10 to the 6th plus 1.6 times 10 to the 9th. Okay, so good little problem there. You can see here 2.3 times 10 to the 6th. If I were thinking about this and actually thinking about the actual value of these numbers, 2.3 times 10 to the 6th is literally 2,300,000, right? 1.6 times 10 to the 9th, we're getting into the billions now. We are here. We have a whole extra 3 zeros added to the end of it. So if we were to add these together, we are not going to be aligning these numbers. Instead, we are going to be starting with aligning our decimals. So this ends up being 101,602,300,000 when I do the math, because this comma aligns with this one, right? So that changes the whole perspective of these. And that's why doing scientific notation with powers of 10 with scientific notation, or doing addition with scientific notation, can get kind of complicated. So this is why this is like the next step up. Multiplication and division were easy. Addition and subtraction get complicated. So technically, we already know what our final answer is going to be, but we're going to obviously write it in scientific notation. That said, great, congratulations. If you did this, you know how to add. Good. I need you to know how to add with these, okay? So this is a skill I'm going to be testing you on. I am not testing you on your ability to write these numbers in standard form and add them and then turn them into scientific notation. I'm testing you on your ability to manage this, okay? So just keep that in mind. If you do your math, or if you do your math on your test and you don't show this in scientific notation, you will not get full credit for those problems. All right, so step 1. First things first, we need to make the numbers in the same place value. Now, in our notes, I say to break up the power of 10 so that way you can do this. What you can also do is you can play or like think about the video that we watched yesterday with moving numbers into different powers of 10. So I'll show you how to do that as well. But make the numbers be in the same place value. Same place value meaning you need to have the same powers of 10. Without the same powers of 10, you will not be able to do the math. Then step 2, add the decimals. And step 3, rewrite in scientific notation. My first time of being able to actually fit that on my sheet. So first, we're gonna make the numbers in the same place value. I'm gonna do that with purple. We're gonna add our decimals. I am going to do that in blue. And then last but not least, we're gonna rewrite our numbers in scientific notation, and I'm gonna show you that in green. So let's do this math. So we can do this in 2 different ways. I can either shift the place values here with this 2.3 times 10 to the 6th, or I can shift my place values here. I don't suggest doing it to both, only one, okay? So I am going to shift my perspective here because it's gonna be, it's just easier for me to think about numbers that are bigger. And if I think about this, I have 1.6 times 10 to the 9th. If I want to rewrite this with a times 10 to the 6th power, I need to take away 3 exponents. To take away 3 exponents, I need to shift my place value over 3 places. So that means I have 1,600 times 10 to the 6th, okay? I shifted my place value 3 to the right, and then that means I'm bringing it down by 3, and that means I'm shifting my place value over to the right, 3 place values, right? 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Yeah? Cool. Now, I still have this 2.3 times 10 to the 6th that I didn't even play with. So I have 2.3 times 10 to the 6th plus now this new shifted place value of 1,600 times 10 to the 6th. I am going to now add the decimals. So my decimals that I'm going to add, 2.3 and 1,600. 2.3 times plus 1,600 is 1,602.3. And I still have my times 10 to the 6th. Last but not least, I need to write my numbers again in scientific notation. In order to do that, I'm going to shift my place value 1, 2, 3 back to the left. So if I'm going back to the left, I have shifted that place value 3 in the positive direction. So I'm going to change my exponent by 3 in the positive direction. Isn't this really obvious up here? I shifted it backwards 3 before, and I subtracted 3. This time I increased it by 3, so I'm adding 3. So now when I rewrite all of this, I have 1, I'm going to put my decimal point in here so I can see that I shifted it. I did my decimal point in green. 1.6023 times 10 to the 9th power. Now that is written in scientific notation. Okay, so there is addition done. Notice when I move my decimal to the right, I'm taking away place values in my exponent. And then when I move it back to the left, I'm adding 3 place values to my exponent. So keep that in mind. When I move to the right, I'm taking away exponents. When I move to the left, I'm adding exponents. So there is addition in scientific notation. Let's zoom back out so you can see it all said and done. If you want to pause it, you can pause it so you can get all of that written down, or you can just look at the notes that I shared with you. Thanks for watching. Science subtraction is next.